Follow the law, follow the constitution, respect the institutions that have been created by the constitution. If you have issues with the servers, go to court and go to any other institution. Forget about...
Well, dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analysis of YOLENO TV. I'm glad you're well from wherever you're watching this channel. Now, I have shared a video where William Samoei Ruto was on a tour of Malava, that is within Kakamega County. And during that tour, Ruto talked about a number of things, including the revocation of the privatization bill. He also talked about that hakutakuwa na maandamano. He also said that he will not allow anybody kuandamana. And then, during his speech, he also said that he will not play party to this debate of servers. I wanted to listen carefully to these words. I shared when we started this analysis. I want to share this video again. So just take your time and listen to this. Just listen to these words again.
Follow the law, follow the constitution, respect the institutions that have been created by the constitution. If you have issues with the servers, go to court and go to any other institution. Forget about disturbing ordinary people.
From that video, you can tell that William Ruto is not ready for this debate of servers. There is something that I'd like to mention very, very important in this analysis going forward, and it's with regards to the remarks which William Ruto made in that tour of Kakamega County. You see, there's a time we did an analysis here where we said Kimani Ichung'wah had given it a nod that he had indicated that they were going to listen to Azimio's request on the server issue. Then they would call commissioners for them. Then they would talk about this. Then they would accompany Azimio to where the servers are, and then they would audit these servers. And then the second remark that followed that was from Murkomen, where Murkomen also said, but he had his own narrative that issue a server, they will not talk about it going forward. So Kimani Ichung'wah comes from the Mount Kenya, Murkomen comes from the Rift Valley. William Ruto comes from the Rift Valley. So William Ruto has more or less echoed the words of Murkomen, where Murkomen said hawata ruhusu hiyo story ya server kabisa. So what William Ruto has said in that video anchors all borders around this narrative kwamba hawata entertain narrative ya server. William Ruto in that video has said that if Raila or Azimio wants to address this issue of server, they should go to the court, or they should seek the relevant authority to have the servers opened. We all know that this is not something that can happen without William Ruto's input. I don't go back to this narrative of Supreme Court capture or judiciary capture. I don't want to talk about the narrative of parliament capture. I won't delve into that because this is something that we've talked about so much. But let's talk about the option of court. The option of court, however much it proves to be the most viable one, but it's not one that can happen here in Kenya. It's not like in Nigeria where courts gave mandate to particular servers to be audited thoroughly, and that gave some hope in that election. In Kenya, it is totally different. It cannot happen. You see, I didn't want to go back to the 2022, some of those decisions by the court to allow SMARTMATEC to provide access to Azimio Kenya Alliance IT person. But of course, indeed, Supreme Court gave that directive, but the person who was supposed to provide that access gave a restricted server access. That means there are areas which you could not touch. So because there are areas which you could not touch, there is no way you could decipher what could have happened. So William Ruto is running away from this narrative of server because it looks like sasa imembidi aongelee, because this narrative imekuja, pressures mounted to a level that maybe the international community has weighed in on this matter. Maybe even the judiciary have said that, okay, this thing, let's just let's just do something about it so that we can just bury this case completely. Maybe William Ruto is facing a lot of pressure. Maybe he's facing pressure from people like Meg Whiteman, people like Combs, the senator for US, Combs maybe. So there are so many people, so many forces which are maybe piling on William Ruto's neck to make him make such a remark. Those remarks which have made them are remarks of someone who is running away from the reality and apportioning this blame to now the courts, that the courts are the only people who can address. That is why William Ruto said in that video that you can go to the courts, you can seek the relevant authority. How is Raila Amolo Odinga going to go to SMARTMATEC for SMARTMATEC to give him that access? Is that going to be possible? Definitely it's not going to be possible. How is Raila Amolo Odinga now going to go to Martha Koome and ask Martha Koome to weigh in on this issue? Martha Koome will say, I tried that previously, but I was given this kind of information, so I cannot try it anymore. So these are the things which you find very strange with this narrative of Sava going forward. And according to my observation, William Ruto ni kama hii issue Sava ameiacha completely. Haitaki kabisa. So going forward, maybe I think Azimio might have to look for a different approach toward this. But as we speak, as it is right now, William Ruto hayuko tayari kabisa kwa hii Sava debate. It's like they are pulling off from bipartisan approach because of this Sava debate. He says that, okay, unga imeshuka mpaka 160. But of course, last time he said it, ingeshuka mpaka 150. But the reality of the matter is that this is not happening on the ground. I went somewhere today and found that the price of unga is around 190. So these narratives that Raila Amolo Odinga alikuwa anataka unga ishuke. Sasa unga imeshuka, bado wanaenda maandamano kwa nini? So this is just a narrative of someone who's trying to run away from the reality. And the reality here is that maandamano is inevitable. They have confirmed, Azimio on Kenya lands have confirmed that Tuesday is the day for this maandamano. Tuesday is the day. Babu Owino confirmed it, Martha Karua confirmed it, Kalonzo Musyoka confirmed it, Wajakoya, Kioni, a host of so many leaders. So this trip by William Ruto to go to Kakamega and talk about the Sava issue, I think is just trying to quell that growing pressure kwamba kuna the new arrangement whereby now counties will be handling their own demonstrations. Now William Ruto is coming on board to try to diffuse this tension in those counties. Like for example, if he attacks Kakamega County and tries to quell that tension, goes to Mombasa County, quell the tension, he will be trying to diffuse this pressure that is already building, the pressure that the servers need to be open, so that the reality can be put to rest once and for all, ladies and gentlemen. So going forward, if this issue will not be addressed, like I see, because I'm seeing a scenario where now this issue will not be addressed. If it will not be addressed, then I think people should need to go back to the days of Moi, how election during Moi used to happen. Because right now, as it is, if this server is not open and nothing is done, that would mean there are people in Venezuela, in Turkey, in France, in any other international country who can sit somewhere and say, we want our president to be X. And they will make sure that that president is X because the servers will not be allowed access to. So this is a very risky thing. This is something that needs to be addressed. And I think, well, if I'm William Ruto, then I would just make an effort of having these servers open because he will not be a president forever. He would like these things to be addressed and probably leave a legacy that he is one of those presidents who made sure that the servers were accessed. Ladies and gentlemen, can you tell us what you think about this below the comment section? And once again, I'd like to urge you to stay safe and stay blessed until we catch up again in our next analysis.
Follow the law, follow the constitution, respect the institutions that have been created by the constitution. If you have issues with the servers, go to court and go to any other institution.